Okay, we're getting ready to start, and if you just jumped to part 2 because you wanted to see the playthrough, you probably didn't realize that Jason's joining us. So he's setting up his character right now. He's going to be Goldix, the dragon, and one thing I forgot to cover during setup is you have an offer, which are these, and they are only the silver ones until you discover a core tile, which are the brown tiles. And then once the brown tiles come out, you'll get the gold in the offer, the elite units. But we don't have elite units at this time. And so, anyways, the offer size is the number of real players plus 2. So it's 4 in our case. And so what I thought I would do real quick is just explain what some of these things mean, and then go over... well, actually, it'd probably be best to explain with our rules here. So for our setup, we're doing a wide tile, and it's 3 columns. And so 3 of these tiles are going to be revealed at the start of the game. So the rule is, you can see here, there's a number down here. And so when you draw the tile, you have to orient it so that the number is near the bottom, just like so. So the first one is going to go, why am I struggling? So first one's going to go like this. There we go. So, no. First one's going to go like that. I don't know why I'm struggling so much, but so the number is facing this way. So this number is facing that way. So that's the first one. And what it reveals is there's a whole bunch of stuff being revealed here. So we have a monster den, we have a keep or a castle, and we have this. Now when it's daylight, this gets revealed. So we have here, you're gonna battle a brown and a red, and if you do, you actually get 2 artifacts. This is a pretty awesome one, but it's very tough for early game. And then we have the keep, which gets a gray that is not revealed unless you're next to it in the daytime. And then this is a monster den, which I always have to look up. And if you ever have questions about them, you just look on here. So we just keep going, and they're double-sided. So you have to, see this spawning ground here? I know that that's the upgraded version of the monster den, so flip to the other side and you'll fight a brown unit there. So what we like to do is we like to draw them and just put them face down, so that way you know that there's a battle or something there. Now, some of these, the way the rules are, you can't move onto this keep without battling it, but you can move here and just choose not to go in the hole. So some of these you can move on and not have to interact, but this would be a guaranteed battle if you went there. Okay, so the next one here, we got to get this right. Yes, it would go like this. So this is the second one. And when I say 3 columns, this is 1 column, this is second column, and then the third column will be here. So this one is a village, and then this is a marauding orc, and they're always revealed day or night. And we get another one of these ruins, and then this is a healing glade. And then we have the last one here, which we will orient like so, and so it would plug in like this. So this one, if you end your turn here, you're going to get a crystal. This is another keep.
It's a red and white.
And this is another village, and then this is a labyrinth or a maze.
Some really good stuff in that.
So now where do we start? Well, we would start right there, and we come through the portal. So technically, you keep your character in front of you until it's your turn. Okay, so we both draw our 5 cards. Jason is all set up and ready to go. So these are the tactic cards, and we each get to pick one. And the lower number means you get to go first. That determines turn order, but the higher number ones are theoretically better cards, so give you more powerful bonuses. But we're playing a co-op game, so the dummy player is actually going to take one, and he goes first. So I'm going to set these out and let Jason take one. And then can you reveal it for the camera?
It is number 6.
Okay, the dummy doesn't get the bonus. All he does is consume the card. So we don't get to pick it. And so we have to choose one of the remaining cards. And that would be these. So this one's easy. It just means you go first. You don't get any bonus. Now, one other rule, and this is true even in solitaire. In solitaire, whichever one you pick is out of the game. And the game has 3 rounds, or 3 days. There's a day and night cycle in each day, so 6 total rounds. You know, so 3 days having 3 days and 3 nights, right? So if you're playing the solitaire game, whichever one you pick is out of the game, and you're going to have 2 more day cycles after this, right? So you have 3 total day cycles in the game. So whichever one you pick would be eliminated, and you could never pick it again. So you have to be a little careful. Now, in the case of a co-op game with me and Jason, we each get to pick one, and then at the end of the round, we have to choose one of our cards to get removed. So we're going to lose a card as well, but it's one of the 2 cards Jason or I picked, not both of them. So which one were you thinking? You like Great Start, don't you? So
Which lets me, when I take this tactic, I immediately draw 2 cards.
yeah, so he took Great Start. He gets to draw 2 cards. So now he's up to 7 cards. And remember, your hand size is that 5. There's no penalty to being over your hand limit. You just can't draw more cards at the end of your turn. Okay, so planning is pretty helpful. Rethink is only good if you don't like the cards you started with. I think Ricky Royal had a mulligan he used to do. I don't know. I think that might be some kind of BGG variant, because I don't remember that in the rules. And then there's Mana Steal, which is also good. And there happens to be, like, so the mana at the start of the game is 3 green and 1 red.
Wait, you already rolled that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whichever one we take, we can't have anymore. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the early bird, because Jason took a really good one. And we want to, this is the one that we'll remove from the game. So I'm just going to take early bird, because I don't need any of these right now. And we'll save them for later rounds.
So you would be first, I would be second, you would be last?
Yeah, so yes, I'm first, Jason's second, and the AI, or the dummy, is last. And so we just order them like so. And can you just keep that closer to you? Okay. Now, one other thing is all 3 of our cards, we don't need to hold them because they don't give us a ability through the whole round. So we'll just collect those and put them here. And Jason and I already know that we're going to destroy the early bird card. So I'm going to just flip that over, and then that's out of the game. So, so yeah, so we're going to, all right, so rules. How do we play? I go first. I have these 5 cards. Every card has when you can use them up here. So this, let me back up. When it's your turn, you can do nothing. You can move and then do an action, or you can do an action. The only thing you really can't do is move after doing an action. Okay? And when I say action, that action could be attack, it could be interact, which is like hiring troops or interacting with a village. It becomes pretty intuitive once you start playing. At first you'll be like, oh my gosh, but it's not that bad. But just remember, the cardinal rule though is you can't move after you do an interaction or any type of action. And then some cards have this little star here, which means you can do it any time. You can even do it on another player's turn, although we've never done that before, have we, Jason? No, there's just hardly ever a need, but you could do that on somebody else's turn. Okay, every card has an ability that you can do for free, or you can get an upgraded ability if you pay a crystal. And now, when it's your turn, you get to take a die from here, just one, okay, unless a card tells you otherwise. So you get to take 1 die from there to use however you like. So for example, I could take that red one and use that to power up the bottom half. Now, you can get these crystals. This is a mana crystal if it's here. Okay, it's a mana token if it's there. It's a crystal if it's here. What's the difference? Crystals I can keep until I want to use them throughout the game. Now I'm doing what's called a turn in round 1. Okay, the first day phase is round 1, and I can keep this for as long as I want if it's here. If it's there, I have to use it during my turn or I lose it by the end of my turn. Okay, that's the big difference. Mana, crystal. Mana, crystal. They do mean two different things. Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, nothing.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is, so every card's different. And obviously this one would require a red mana, that would require a white mana, and so forth. Now, there are 4 basic actions in the game. The first one is move, which you need to move to wherever you want to go. The second one is influence, which is mostly used for recruiting troops. You can also use it for buying healing potions, things like that. So think of it like as negotiation, okay? That's influence. The third one is block, which is used during combat. And then the fourth one is attack, also used during combat. We'll explain those when we get there. The cards, if you don't like what's on them, or if you need something that, like for example, this does not give you a move, but let's say I need more movement points, I can turn this sideways. And if I turn it sideways, I get +1 to any of those 4 basic actions I just told you about. Okay, so that's the gist of the game. So now what's our goal? Our goal is we need to get experience points and level up. That's our primary goal. And so one of the primary ways is to go after these orcs. But this is 5 movement points, and so that's really painful to come up with 5 movement points. The other thing you can do is you can try to invade one of these keeps, but we won't know what they have until we move next to them. And then the desert during the daytime is really hot, so it costs 5 movement points to go through the desert. It is annoying. We would love to do this, but that is way powerful. Not going to be able to do that anytime soon. The maze you can do, but you don't get to see what you're attacking. Well, it's a little dangerous.
You get bonuses. You get really good bonuses for maze. So.
Yeah. What I would like to do is maybe this, and then I can move to the village along the way and maybe influence, hire some characters. Who can I hire? Well, you have these units here, and this one in particular can only be hired at a keep. So see that little castle? That means he can only be hired at a keep. This one can be hired at a mage tower, a monastery, which we haven't seen yet, or actually I don't even know what that bottom one means. Here. But I'll let you look at it. I think it just means
heal pool.
A heal pool?
Yeah.
What's a heal pool?
These.
Oh, the glade. Okay, yeah. And then this one is the mage tower or monastery. So in fact, what happened here is we have a whole bunch of units that can't be recruited at the village. That sucks. So I either need to move here to get one of those familiars, which are actually hard to keep, or I have to take one of those. So I think then my plan's changing. I'm going to move here and reveal this and hope it's something I can take down. So let's see what we can do. I want to do a move, but this one's a pure move card, and it says move 2, and that's all I need right now. And you're allowed to like plan your turn as you go, and you can retcon, and that's what's awesome about this game. So we're going to start here, and I'm going to do a move 2. And I know the movement points are not very apparent to you. They will be after you've played a while. There is a card that says what all the movement is, and I'll try to like maybe set it right here so you can see that as we're playing, at least for a while until I need the room. And so I'm going to move 2 to there. This guy gets revealed, and here's what he is. Now, we haven't talked about combat yet, but this means he has physical resistance. So physical resistance is if you have magic attack, you need 5 damage to kill him, but I don't. So if he has physical resistance, it cuts your damage in half. So now I need to do 10 damage to this guy to take him down. He's like the worst possible guy to get. So could I come up with 10 damage? I have 3. Here, I can get 5, possibly 5 there. That would be 8. And then I can turn 2 of these over for 10, maybe. But I don't have the ability to do that. Because I would need... First of all, I don't even have the white mana to power this. So... This one I could do, and I could get 5 attack on him, but that's it. And then the other thing is you need movement points. You have to have movement points to move into that space. So... I think I might be done, Jason. I'm trying to look at my options here.
He's not even that bad, though.
You just need to be able to muster... You have to muster 3 movement points to get there, and then you have to have 10 damage. That's the part that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here, you can gain a green mana token, but remember, mana token you have to use by the end of the turn. This is a green crystal, which you can keep forever. You know what? I can do that, right? So I'm going to play this card as well and take one of the 3 dice that have green on them. And then I can draw 2 cards, or I can take a green crystal. Actually, I probably should draw 2 cards with that, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
2, 3. You know what? That would just put me back up to my hand limit. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the green crystal. So I take a green crystal, I put it on my character.
Pass me the crystal bin.
And my turn's over. Okay, so what I do is I reroll this, and I rolled a black, which is crap. Absolute crap. So it's
How dare you?
depleted. And then these 2 cards go into my discard pile, which I put here. And then I draw 2 cards back up to my hand limit, like so. And what I was looking for is getting attack dice, which I didn't get. So, but I do think that there's some other options here that might be nice. And so we're going to go ahead and... my turn's over. So now it's Jason's turn.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. I'm going to take the red crystal here. I'll put it on this so I can move 5 with it.
Okay.
But I have to discard another card, which I will discard this.
Okay.
Then I'm going to move 2 with this to move here.
Okay. So I thought for sure you were going to move here so you can attack him next turn.
Mm-mm.
And then be on the village. No?
Nope.
Okay. So he ended his turn on a crystal mine, so he gets to take crystals. Red or white? Which one are you choosing?
Red.
So same deal. He just puts it on there. Now he's at the end of his turn. So now it's the AI's turn. And the AI is real simple.
I got a black.
You got a black too. So 2 of the dice are depleted. We only have 2 dice left. Okay, so with the dummy player, the one thing we forgot to do is, I know it's hard to see with the camera, but that's a blue-blue-red at the bottom. And so you do have to put crystals on him, 2 blue and a red. And we have crystal on the bottom of ours, but this is only for the dummy player. It's not meant for regular players. So now what you do is you draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And I drew a red, and he has 2 red crystals. So that means he's going to draw 2 more.
I thought it was 1. Oh.
Oh no, you're right. It is blue, blue, red. My apologies. Blue, blue, red. So he only draws 1. That extra card he draws, it doesn't matter what color it is. It doesn't matter what color any of the other ones are. All that matters is what the color was of the 3rd card. And basically, when he runs out of cards, he's going to declare end of round, and then we get 1 more turn after that. So that's all this is. This is just a timer. That's it. His turn's already over. So now it's back to me. Okay, I want to attack this guy. I need 3 movement to go in, and then, of course, I need to be able to hit him. All I have are green dice available to me, and I don't have 3 movement. That's my problem. So I can do this for 2 movement, and I can turn this sideways for 3, right? So that would move me in so I can attack him, but I need to make sure I can also do 10 damage. This one requires me to discard another card to be able to get 5 attack. This would give me an attack of 2. This one lets me play the advanced action of another card with a +2. I don't have enough. I can't attack that guy. This stinks. I'm having an awful start to this game. Like, we're gonna lose. This is bad enough that it's gonna make us lose.
We'll be fine.
I don't think we are.
You're over dramatic.
Yeah, I am. So I will play this for a move 3. I wish I didn't move this way. So that's 3. I'm assuming you're going after that other keep, right?
Keep or maze, I haven't decided yet.
So if I went here and then decided I want to attack that keep, are you going to be mad?
Yeah. I mean, I could just go after the maze then, I guess.
Can you go after this guy?
No. At most, I could do 6.
Well, I'm really screwed by moving to the right and now having to move left. All right, so this is another 2 movement. If I discard a card from my hand, I can get 5 movement. So I'm going to do that,
No.
and then this for 2.
You gotta have a red crystal.
This gives me a red crystal.
Oh.
Oh, actually, right here. See the green? The green effect is when you play this, play another action card, get the stronger effect for free. If that effect gives you move or whatever, get another 2. So I'm going to take one of the green dice, because remember there's 2 green dice. We're going to power this up. We're going to use this guy's second ability for a move of 7.
And
But
then you don't have to discard a card.
I do have to discard a card.
You do?
Yeah, I'm going to discard this one. And then I'm going to add this one for 2 more move for 9. So this is 3.
8.
And 5 is 8. Which I just have to forfeit the final one. But that's enough to get me near the green guy. And then I've got a white. And remember, those go into the pool. And then I'm going to discard my 4 cards. And we're going to draw 4. 1, 2, I need attack. 3, I'm not getting it. And we're not doing well. This is an awful start.
Okay, well, my turn.
Yep.
So I'm gonna move 2 and then move 6 because I'm doing this.
All right, where are you going?
Actually, no, I'm just gonna move 2 for now. To here.
Yep, and so he gets to see what that is. All right, so this is what he's got. This guy has resistance to fire, which we don't need to worry about because none of us have fire. But the thing that's hard about him is he attacks you twice.
He does?
Yeah, he'll attack with a regular attack of 4, and then he'll attack with a fire attack of 2. Can you turn those lights back on?
Sure.
Thank you. I know, but it actually has made it nicer. So you lose a reputation, though, if you attack him.
I would lose 2 then.
You lose, yeah, you lose, and you'll lose a reputation for attacking the keep, too. But that's just normal part of the game, losing reputation. All right, so what are you going to do next?
So would I have to block all of that, or can I block an individual?
You can block an individual, but the other one still gets through and hits you.
Okay.
And there's a wall here, so there's +1 movement point to get to him.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually, instead of taking the green, actually I can't attack that this turn. I could, but then I wouldn't really be able to do much.
Well, you can also take your chance with the maze. But the amount of movement points you... So the way the maze works...
I'm going into the maze.
Is if you spend movement point, it's going to cost you 4 to get there. So you'll use your green die to...
4?
Just to get there, yes.
Yeah, I'll use my green die to get there.
All right, so he's going to move there. Now, he's not going to attack this turn, but on any turn he chooses to, if he generates 2 movement points, no matter how many movement points you generate in the maze, you fight the same character. It's going to be a brown tile.
But I just get a better reward.
He gets a better reward if he can come up with 6 movement points. That's the difference. In fact, you get an artifact, which is like the best thing in the game, if you can come up with 6. And there's a little chart we can pull up here. Right here it is. So with the maze, if he spends 2, he's going to get 2 crystals. If he spends 4, he gets a spell. If he spends 6, he gets an artifact. And no matter what, he's going to attack a brown tomb, basically. And then this 1 just means he can bring in one of his recruits. And neither he or I have a recruit yet. So, all right, so you re-rolled and you got a green. So now it's the AI's turn. 1, 2, 3. We drew a white. There's no white crystals, so that's all he draws. So that's it for his turn. And now it's my turn. Okay, these marauders, there's green marauders and there's red marauders. The red ones look like this. They're really powerful. What they are is they're a nuisance to everybody. And so you gain reputation boosts for killing them. Also, you can taunt them, provoke them, I think is the word. And so you don't actually have to move to his location. I can just say, hey, you, and then moon him, and then he'll get mad and he'll come after me. Also, if you move 1 space next to him and then move another space next to him without doing anything, it automatically causes him to attack you. So no matter what, I can get him to attack me. So what I can do is I can move here just to use a move action, and then he'll attack me automatically. So I need to be prepared and planned for that. I do have a range attack of 3 here, but his defense is 4. And I know we haven't talked about combat yet, but it's not enough to kill him. Now I can kill him through a regular way, but then I got to worry about blocking him. So there's a lot of choices there, but let's go ahead and go. And what I'm going to do is I am going to play a move card, this one here, for a move 2. And I'm going to play another move card for another move 2. So I'm going to get move 4. Now, why am I going to do that? Well, the first thing I'm going to do... Dang it. Do you know... So if I provoke him, does my turn immediately end and he attack, or can I get an explore in?
That's... Well, explore... I think you could do...
I can't believe we never encountered this before. It's only when I record that we run into stuff like this.
I know, right? Well, it's an interaction, right?
No, if you make a move from a space adjacent to a rampaging enemy token to another space directly adjacent, this provokes that rampaging enemy to attack you. It doesn't say that you have to immediately stop your It doesn't say you have to immediately stop using your movement. It just says you cause them to attack you. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do so it costs 2 movement points to explore. And what I'm trying to do is get this tile revealed. Let's get more stuff out. So we're gonna orient this. And this is not helping any, Jason. This guy goes here. And one thing that's
this tile
different is in a 2-player game, it's just 3 columns. We can't like explore way off to the side like we did last time. So, so a rampaging orc is going to appear here. And then there's another maze. This is a refugee camp, which lets you recruit all kinds of people. And then we've got our first monastery. When you have a monastery, you reveal an advanced action card, and we're going to put it here sideways. At that monastery, you can spend influence to hire or to buy that card and add it to your deck. Okay, so I provoked this guy. He's coming at me, and he's coming at me with a 4. When you're in combat, step 1 is called the range plus siege. If you have range or siege damage, you can damage him up to his armor and destroy him, and there's nothing he can do. You automatically win. If it's a fortified site, you can only do siege at this step. You can't do ranged. Okay, that's the only difference. If you can't defeat him in that, then you move on to him attacking you, and that's always first. Now, in this case, he's going to do a summon. He's summoning, this is a summoner, orc summoner. He's going to summon someone to attack me. So I'm just going to take whatever damage that thing gives to me. I do have an opportunity to block it. Then after I survive that, if I get to do regular attack against him, and you can add siege, range, or any other type of attack. Now, when you turn a card sideways to get a +1 attack, it is never for +1 siege or range. It's only regular attack. And if you do put the siege and range towards your regular attack, of course, it can't be the same siege or range that you already used. So, but you are allowed to say, okay, I have a range attack of 3. That's not enough to kill him, but you can save this and use this during the regular attack. There's nothing wrong with that. So I can't defeat him with siege and range, so I'm going to have to take this and see what happens. So we're going to draw a brown. And I got a 7. And he's swift. This swift ability means that in order to block this, normally, if I didn't have swift, I need to come up with 7 block to prevent the damage from happening to me. I can't. The swift means I now need 14 block to prevent the damage from happening to me. And if I can't block at all, and by the way, this game is all or nothing. If I can't block at all, then what he's going to do is he's going to do 7 damage to me. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I drew an awful, awful card, Jason. All right, so, and then that card, that disc is discarded because all he did was summon him to attack and then he disappears. So he did 7 damage to me. And yeah, I have a block 2 here. I can turn this sideways to get a +1 block, but I'm not going to get 14 block because of that swift skill. So now I have to take damage. And here's how it works. Jason's going to hand me a wound. So first thing happens, you take a wound, and then you reduce the 7 by your armor, which is 2. So now we're down to 5. So I got to take another wound. Now we're down to 3. I have to take another wound. Now we're down to 1, and I take another wound, and now we're at 0. So finally, my armor absorbed all the damage. So I took 4 wounds, and these go in my hand, and I can't discard it. They clog up my entire hand. I am allowed to have 5 cards in my hand, and I'm carrying 4 wounds right now. So this was I told you, we're losing this game. So now I finally get to attack him, and I'll do this for a range attack of 3, and I have to use the white mana die for that, and then I'm going to turn this sideways, or will I? Yeah, I'm going to turn this sideways for a +1, so I got the 4 damage I need to kill him. The good news is I killed him.
We need your markers.
Yeah. All right, so one thing I forgot to explain during setup is you put a marker here on 0 and 0, and the middle 0 over there. So I get +1 reputation for destroying a marauding orc, or rampaging orc, or whatever it's called. And then I get 4 fame. So I move up to 4, and see how I move to a new row? That means I leveled up. That's the key thing to this game, is you want to level up. So let me finish dealing with my deck cards. I have to discard everything. I already have a deck of 5, so I can choose to discard this, but I can't discard these. But I'm going to leave it be. So I don't draw any new cards. But because I leveled up, there's 2 types of level up. There's this type, which is what I've already explained. That would be level 3, where you just take the top of this, you flip it over, you have 2 command tokens, and now you have 3 armor instead of 2, right? But that's not until level 3. On level 2, you get a new skill, and you get a new advanced action card. Now, Jason can start planning his move while I'm doing this. And yeah, for the camera purposes, we've got to slow down a little bit. But I have to choose one of these action cards and always preserve the order. This is what's at the bottom. No, this one's at the top. Because the bottom card disappears at the end of the round. So I have Shield Bash. I can block 3. Counts twice against an attack with swiftness, which is the thing I just attacked, or just attacked me. It had a swiftness thing. So this is a really good block card. This one, you gain a white crystal to your inventory or a range attack of 4. And then this one is attack 2. You can take a wound to increase it to 5. So you can take wounds to get some really nice damage. This one's an attack 9. Holy cow. If I'm willing to take a wound, I can do attack 9.
Well, then you would have to block all the rest, because then you would just take more wounds. Because if you get 5 wounds, you're out.
No. It's a card. So you can attack 9 if you're willing to take a wound when you play the card.
Oh.
So Jason's right. Whatever card I pick goes to the top of my deck. So if there was a healing card in here, I would take that. But I'm actually going to take this one, the Swift Bolt, and just put it on top. I like the block, Jason, but I think I like the crystal more.
Okay.
All right, and then we get to draw 2 skills. I know Jason's raring to go with his turn. And these are the 2 skills. I can already tell you, oh my gosh, they're both nice. Dang it. Okay, so what this one is once a round I get a green crystal and a white mana. Remember the difference, crystal and mana.
Wait,
this one
it was white crystal, green mana. Oh, it's flipped.
Yeah.
You have a different one that gives you the opposite.
And then this one here lets me command a unit. So I get an extra command token like that, and that's the one I'm choosing because that's probably the best skill this character has.
Yeah.
Now the skill you don't choose goes into an offer pool, and what that is next time I level up, I could choose that one instead of the 2 that I draw. Now Jason can also choose this one and make that his skill if he wants. But if he does that, he has to take the lowest card of the 3. That is the one caveat.
Oh, there's only 2 there, so...
Well, we're drawing a new one right now. But, okay, so I get that. And then the other thing that this does is it causes 2 more regular units to go into the offer. So we're going to draw 2 more. And there's a Guardian Golem and a Forester that's now...
Ooh, Guardian Golem?
Yep, they're now in the offer. So they're all people that are available for recruit.
Yeah, Guardian Golem.
All right, so I can hire 2 guys, but I don't have...
Okay, it is my turn. So now I shall show you what I do. Okay, I move 2 into the fort. My rep's going to go down by 2 because I'm attacking him.
Okay, he loses a rep for going into the fort, and he's going to lose another rep for defeating the guy. So he's assuming he's going to defeat the guy, which you can retcon everything in this game. So go ahead.
Okay, so and then I'm going to take the green crystal thing and do this.
Which is?
So when you play this, play another action card with it, get the stronger effect of that card for free. If that effect gives you move, influence, block, or any type of attack, get that amount plus 3. I'm going to do that with my block, so I get block 8, and then I block all of his. Attack.
No.
Yeah.
You have to block them separately. So...
Really?
Yeah. You can't just do an 8 and then add it to both of them.
I don't like this game because of that.
So, well, do you have a block 4 and another block 4, or no?
No.
So, just take the wounds for the fire, which is just
Yeah.
1 wound, right?
Yes. And then I'll play my crystal with this attack, kill him. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So Jason just played an attack card, which does how much damage?
4.
4, which was enough to kill him. This is fire resistance, but he's just attacking with a regular. Resistance in this game is really crazy. So for example, if this was, physical resistance, he would need 8 damage. If he was attacking with a fire, it would get cut in half. And then with this being a fire attack, he can't block it with a normal block, so he actually needed 4 block points for this, because he's blocking with regular physical block. If he had a fire block, then he only needs 2 block. So it gets a little crazy. Jason gained 5 experience points. He's leveling up, and he got a keep. So the keep, for conquering the keep, he now gets to draw +1 hand size as long as he ends his turn next to a keep. So put one of your control markers on there. And then Jason got 5 experience. And as you can see there, he lost 2 reputation though. You lose a reputation anytime you attack a fortified site, because apparently the locals like them, or you're just scaring them. And anyways, and then he of course lost 1 more because of whoever he defeated apparently was liked by the locals, some kind of local mage. So Jason's looking at the skills to choose from. And it looks like you have one that lets you draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
And if you're losing, if you have the lowest amount of fame, you get a green mana token on top of that. And then the other one is your co-op card, or co-op skill.
I don't like either of these. Give me the bottom card. I'm taking yours.
So Jason took my skill, because he doesn't like either of his, and he has to take the shield bash.
Block 3 counts. Yeah, this is fine.
It's a good card. It's just that it's for blocking only. All right. So his turn's over. We go to the dummy player. 1, 2, 3. It's a white. There's no white crystals. That's it for him. So now it's to me. I have an attacker block card and 4 wounds. Now, one of the things I can do, of course, is if I could heal, that would be great. The other thing I can do is I could just do a rest, which means I don't do any actions, so I can't interact or combat, but I can discard all these into my discard pile. Discard pile sucks because it's really hard to remove these from your discard pile later, but I don't really have a choice. I can't heal, there's no ability to move, nothing. So I'm going to put them all in my discard pile. And then now I can draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Is that your turn?
That's my whole turn. I can't do anything else.
Well, so I'm just gonna move 4 to here because I guess.
So you move to the maze again.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take this gold, which is a wild, and I'm gonna put it on my crystal joy. Gain a crystal of any basic color to your inventory. At the end of your turn, you may discard another card, including a wound, to take this card back to your hand. Got a wound here.
Yep.
So, I'm going to take a white crystal, and then this would get discarded, but I'm discarding my wound, so this does not get discarded.
It goes back in your hand.
Yes, and then
I told you he's a good character, isn't he? He's sort of interesting, isn't he?
Yeah.
All right. So, dummy player turn. We got a green. There's no green, so that's it. Okay, I want to hire things. The one sticky wicket with this is that once you hire somebody with this, he's permanent, meaning you can't hire someone else and replace him. So you got to be careful with this one, but I still have room to hire with this one. We just brought in foresters that can be hired at the village. And then the guardian golems can be hired at a keep. Now, if I had the movement points to move to Jason's keep, I can hire from his keep. But that's not the case here. I'm just in a lot of trouble. That's what I'm in.
Oh, this is... Wait.
I don't have any move
Okay,
cards.
this wound that I discarded
Goes into your discard pile.
goes into my discard pile. Can I not do that then?
Or you can discard a different card if you want to keep it. Or you can just discard your
I
card.
would discard the Rage.
As long as it was a card you didn't draw.
Yeah. I only drew these two.
Okay. Just understand that you weren't supposed to see what you get to draw first before you made that decision, but okay. This is a great card for recruiting, but I'm nowhere to... So, like, I would need 5 movement points to get here to recruit. That's my issue. And I don't have any move cards at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this one to get a white crystal to my inventory. Crystals are good. It is good to get crystals. So I'm going to add a white crystal to my inventory. We do have white available for us to do. But, so for example, if I had a blue, I can gain a crystal of any color. When you play this, also pay 1 mana of a basic color, gain a crystal of that color to your inventory. So I'm going to play this card and get another crystal. And the 2 dice I have to choose from are both white. So I'm going to get another white crystal. So add that to my inventory. And that's my turn. My turn blows. I just did another black. So now we're down to 1 die, which is white. I only have 3 cards in my hand. I could choose to discard my attack cards. But the thing is I only have 2 cards left in my deck. So I'm going to just draw the final 2 cards. And I did get the move card that I was looking for. And we'll see what we can do next turn. All right, Jason, you're up.
Heal.
All right.
And then...
Heal was not a basic action, by the way. He played a card that had heal written on it. And he can't turn a card sideways to get extra heal. That doesn't work. What else are you going to do?
Okay, I'm gonna use the white die on this. Take a mana die from the source and set it to any color except for gold. Gain 2 mana die. Gain 2 mana tokens of that color. Do not re-roll this die when you return it to the source. Well...
Oh, hold on. So this is a trick he can do to get rid of those black dice. So he can
and then
know...
I'm gonna do it to a blue. So when I get 2 blue mana tokens, which right here, and then I'm gonna do it on my Crystal Joy, and I get another crystal of any color that I want. I'm gonna take a blue, and then these would go away because that's my turn, which is just gonna get discarded. Okay.
Are you going to be able to use that influence card you kept?
Nope.
Why don't you discard that to keep the crystal token?
Okay, fine. Be that way.
Well, it's a good idea, is it not? Yes. Say yes, Dad. It was a fantastic idea.
No.
All right. I want to get onto that swamp, if I can. I don't think... Well, no. Jason made a blue for us. So we're going to take the blue die.
You did it.
And that's now a move 4.
Now I'm not going to have my blue.
And then we just take any of our dice, or any of our other cards, turn it sideways to get move 5. So we're going to move to the village, and let's try to recruit somebody before this turns over. So, the only guy I can recruit from the village is...
I'm going to get those golems, hopefully.
a forester, which is like the worst of all the guys to get. How much movement did I just make? I made 5.
Yeah.
Like, if I moved here to the... That's also 5. And I can get to the... Oh, but the problem is if I move there, he attacks me. Jerk.
Oh, you could just... Wait, how much is this? That would be 3.
It would be 3. I probably couldn't afford it anyways. You know what? I'm just going to move back here and maybe next round... Because next round, all this is going to flush out, and we're going to draw new ones.
Oh, I know I want the golems.
So I can maybe hire with the next round. So I'm going to stop there. You know what? I'm going to hire the foresters because I can. And here's why. This guy here, with an influence of 4, I get 4 influence, fame +1, and reputation +1 at the end of the turn. So I want to do that. I want to use that. And the foresters cost 5 influence right now. So I'm just going to spend this one with a white crystal to make it 4. And then this will just turn it sideways for 5. And so I get the foresters, and what they do is they go here, and I can choose to do a move with the foresters. But remember, I did an action, so you can't move after you do an action. And then they get used up for the rest of the round, which is going to be ending very soon. But I get +1 reputation because of my skill, and I get +1 fame. So I move up to 5, like so. All right. I have 1 card left. I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. And I can roll it. I have to roll my die. Jason wanted a blue. It is AI turn. 1, 2, 3. It is a blue. He doesn't have more cards. Nothing happens. And nothing even happens the fact that he has no cards. We would each get another turn. Then when it's his turn again, he would declare end of round. And then we would each get yet another turn. But I'm completely out of cards. Jason's completely out of cards. We're pretty much done.
Well, no. Okay. So I can do a crystal, pay a mana of any basic color. So I'll do this. And I get to gain a crystal of that color.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Right, and then you're done.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do, so I'm done.
I got a something for you.
So we don't need to keep playing. We're just done. So round's over.
Yeah, round 2.
Okay. So what happens when the round's over? First thing you do is you take the bottom card of the action deck, and that goes into the dummy player's hand. So his hand gets a little larger. The next thing you do is you take the bottom card of the spell deck, and notice the color. It's white. So the dummy gets a white crystal added to his pool, like that. And then Jason's going to take that and put it on the bottom of the spell deck, and then just push everything else down. That's something we did wrong when you played last time. And then the offer here completely disappears. And it just goes to the bottom of the deck. And then we're going to draw 4 new ones. So let me put the camera down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because of my ability, we get 2 more, which are just off camera here. And then this is the action that's available at the monastery, which is right here. It goes away to the bottom of the action deck, and another card gets drawn there. You have to spend like 6 influence or whatever at the monastery to be able to buy this.
Spooky.
So we move to nighttime. Jason's going to roll the 4 dice.
No.
Well, we always play that when the die is on something, you roll again. And that worked out to our advantage.
Even though it would have actually gone down.
Okay, so it's nighttime. Just to help you out. Nighttime, the only thing that changes is that the forest is now 5 movement points instead of 3, and the desert is now 3 movement points instead of 5. So they flip-flop. That's all that nighttime does there. But the thing that nighttime changes, though, is like some of these tiles that get revealed don't get revealed. So the rules vary from place to place, and it's going to drive you nuts in your first game. Just make sure you have a nice little chart next to you, and take your time. That's the best thing I can advise you. Take your time, because the rules in this game can overwhelm you, because every single color tile has a different rule about day and night reveal and stuff like that. Okay, next thing we got to do is we take the nighttime tactic cards, and I'm going to shuffle them up, and then Jason's going to pick the dummy player one. And he chose From the Dusk. So the dummy player is definitely going to go first.
Give me number 3.
And then we have to choose from the remainder.
I like number 3. Mana search. Once per turn, I don't know if I can read it like this.
He gets to reroll
once
2
per
dice.
turn before you use mana from the source, you may reroll up to 2 mana dice in the source when choosing dice to reroll. You must pick gold depleted dice first if there are any.
All right, and I'm assuming you don't want to lose that card,
No.
so you need me to take a crappy one?
Yes. Or you can take a good one and just lose that card. Because this is the best dust card we have.
I'm going to take Long Night, which, if my D deck is empty, I can shuffle my discard pile and put 3 cards at random back into my deck. And
He's first, you're second, and I'm last.
right, I'm just shuffling his deck right now, the dummy deck.
That's a clock.
This has been a
like
very
that
tough
clock.
start.
I don't like that clock. Let's just keep it on going. And it's gonna ding 8 times. 2. Actually, 9.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I drew a white. There's a white crystal that he just got, so now he's drawn a 4th. Okay, then who's next? Me? I gotta just shuffle my own deck. We need experience points, folks. But right now, what we gotta hope for is that we draw some influence cards, because I would like to get something besides these foresters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's what we got. We got some move. There's an influence. And some more move. So,
You should deal with 3 green boys.
I'm wondering if I can take on that maze. So I'm going to do 4 movement with these 2 move cards. And actually, we're at an hour, so let me end this video. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, stay healthy, safe. We'll see you in 2 seconds.